Irgendwer einsam hier hinten? Hilf mir mal.
Upsi, pupsi.
Da bin der.
Paul, Dad.
Wieso der fächerrote Anzug, Mr. Pool?
Weil Weihnachten ist, Dopinder, und ich bin hinter jemandem her, der sehr unartig war. Ihr denkt jetzt vermutlich, das ist ein Superheldenfilm, aber der Typ im Anzug hat aus dem anderen gerade einen scheiß Kebabspieß gemacht. Überraschung, das ist eine andere Superheldengeschichte.
I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great fun, and finally I think the Deadpool we all deserved.
Yes!
Yesterday, while preparing for this interview, I read something very funny on IMDb, and I wanted to share it with you and see what you think about this, because this is a trivia fact listed on IMDb, saying this version of Deadpool differs from the one in X-Men Origins Wolverine due to the changes in timeline during X-Men Days of Future Past.
That's funny. I really don't think this has anything to do with Days of Future Past or its timeline. If it were Deadpool, he could tell Days of Future Past to take its timeline and go fuck itself. We make fun of the timelines in the movie, but no, Deadpool is... No, he's not affected by that at all. Deadpool, I think, is just his own thing, his own universe, and anytime the other X-Men sort of interact with Deadpool in his universe, they do so at their own risk and peril. So.
Wir können sowas nicht zulassen, Deadpool.
Ich habe keine Zeit für dein X-Men-Schwachsinn, Kolossus. Außerdem, niemand wird verletzt. Der Typ war schon vorher da oben.
So how was it for you? Were you reluctant to put on another superhero suit after the Deadpool we won't mention?
No, this is the only superhero suit I've ever wanted to put on since 2005. So it was kind of a long gestating dream come true to get to make the movie. The fact that I did other superhero movies in the meantime were just simply because I could never get this made. I could never get the studio to say yes. I tried, you know, over and over again with different executives and different people. I wrote letters to everyone I could. I told them this movie will change everything. They will love it. The audiences will embrace it. It'll become a franchise. No one listened. And then we shot a little bit of test footage, and that test footage leaked onto the internet, and because of that, it changed everything. They let us make the movie.
Zeit für ein paar Chimichangas.
So why is Deadpool so important for you? Are you, in general, are you a comic nerd, or is it especially just...
It's especially Deadpool just because I feel like he's kind of like an alter ego for me. It's I relate to him when I feel like we're mirror images of each other. My wife always says that. She's like, am I talking to Deadpool right now or my husband? You know, and I say both.
Ich sag das sonst nie. Aber nicht schlucken.
How was it while you were shooting these scenes? Because I loved how flawlessly these catchphrases and stuff like that came out. So was it a lot of improvisation, or is it strictly script?
No, it's a lot of both. It's you know, a great filmmaker once told me that you have to listen to your movie, and the times that I've done movies that failed, and I've done lots of movies that failed, is when you're not listening to your movie. So you make changes as you go, and you play around and you have some fun, but that's all part of it. That's Deadpool. I mean, when I think when this movie releases its DVD extras or whatever you call it, you're gonna see that every joke, there's 10 more of the same, 10 different jokes for the same moment.
Ich wollte nicht super sein. Und ich bin kein Held. Aber wenn du mitkriegst, dass dein schlimmster Feind hinter deinem Mädchen her ist es höchste Zeit, ein scheiß Superheld zu sein. Voll in die Eier!
This is like also one of the first Marvel movies which got its R rating, apart from, like, I think it was Punisher Warzone or something like that. So how does that feel to be like the first guy who made Marvel really bloody and brutal?
I look at it like this. It's the rated R thing is great. We designed it that way. We wanted it that way. I don't think you want your movie to be rated R if your movie's not funny. But our movie's really funny, and it's designed to be funny, and it's as much an action movie as it is a comedy. So, you know, in order to be, I think, to be really funny, you have to have no limits, and we needed no limits, and we had no limits. So, we really got to do whatever we wanted, however we wanted. So the action is a lot more hardcore than you would see in a typical Marvel movie, and the comedy is a lot more hardcore than you'd see in anything, including a normal comedy. So.
But even that you have amazing action, you have the comedy, you also, as it says in the promotion, it's also a love story. Yeah. So how was it? How important was it for you to have like this grounded element in this movie?
Well, you can't just have Deadpool just go completely insane for the whole movie. You have to have you have to understand who he is. You have to have some grounded moments to sort of anchor it in. And the love story is really important in our film. There's a full, legit love story in the movie, and that love story turns into a revenge story. And that's one element of Deadpool. He feels everything so deeply, and he's so moved that he would do anything to get this girl back. And Deadpool's an interesting character to see when his back's against the wall. When he'll do anything and Deadpool's desperate, weird stuff happens.
Musik ab!
Deadpool in the comics, he's like the character who gets into trouble with everyone. I mean, he even steals Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet, and I already imagine you in the Marvel Infinity War stuff, like messing.
He steals Tony Stark's jet in one of them.
So what are your hopes like to get Deadpool into this whole?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I really, there's so much material to mine in just the X-Men universe, the Avengers universe. That's a whole licensing issue, and that's like different studios, and I'm sure that would be much more complicated. But we'll, in the future, I think if we're doing a bunch more Deadpool movies, we're going to really explore the X-Men a lot. We'll see, and maybe X-Force. X-Force is my priority. I really want to get that in.
Scheiße. Hab ich den Herd angelassen? Hey, du bist mir zu krasser Kerl, deshalb habe ich ihn dabei. Ich meine, deshalb habe ich sie dabei? Klar, mach dein Tweet fertig. Das, kein Ding. Eine Sekunde. Schnapp sie dir, Tiger. Oh, der die auf einem Abschlussball flachlegen will, tut mir jetzt schon leid.